Question number 1. Consider the following statements regarding international treaties related to nuclear weapons. Point number 1. CTBT is currently in force and bans all nuclear explosions. CTBT is not currently in force because 44 countries have not ratified. The next point is that Treaty on NPT aims to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and has faced criticism for creating divide between nuclear and non-nuclear states. It is true. NPT has indeed created a divide between nuclear possessing countries and those countries that does not possess nuclear weapons. Mane India NPT to ratify kora nai. India CTBT to ratify kora nai. So point number 1 is true. Sorry, point number 1 is incorrect. Point number 2 is correct. Point number 3 it correct hoy. The International Day Against Nuclear Test is observed on 29th August. That is true. That means point 2 and 3 is correct. The correct option is C. Next question now. Consider a correct statement about Choraideau Moidams. Ami jano je recently Choraideau Moidams World Heritage Site অন্তৰ্ভুক্ত কৰা হৈছে. So first point to cite some. Choraideau Moidams became the first cultural site to be included from Assam and the 43rd Royal World Heritage Site. It is true. World Heritage Site দুই প্ৰকাৰ থাকে, natural আৰু man made. অসমৰ আগতে দুটা natural World Heritage Site আছিলে, মানস আৰু কাজিৰঙা, আৰু আমাৰ মৈদামখিনি এতিয়া মৈদাম has become the first man made World Heritage Site from Assam. Point number 2. Choraideau Moidams are burial system that served as the burial mounds for Ahom kings only. Etu incorrect hoy because Ahom royalty belek সদস্য মৈদামত bury কৰা হৈছে যেনে লাচিত বৰফুকন, মমাইতামলি বৰবৰুৱা এনে ধৰণৰ লোকসকলক. That is point number 2 is incorrect. Point number 3. There was a specified officer called Changrung Phukon responsible for construction of Moidams. Hoy বহুত ধৰণৰ ফুকন আছিলে, তাৰ ভিতৰতে Changrung Phukon was responsible for maintaining structures, buildings, and he was also entrusted with the task of creating and maintaining Moidams. He was one of the chief Phukons from 9 Phukons. 9 ধৰণৰ ফুকন আছে, তাৰ ভিতৰত Changrung Phukon হয়, আৰু তেওঁলোকে মৈদাম সোৱাচিতা কৰে আৰু কনষ্ট্ৰাকচনৰ কামত তেওঁলোকে সহায় কৰে. So point number 3 is correct. That means 1 and 3 are correct options, 2 is incorrect. So the correct answer is C, 1 and 3. Question number 3. Consider the following statements about Prohibition of Child Marriage Act PCMA 2006. In the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act, consider the following statements about Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006. First point is the act makes child marriages automatically void from the outset. That is not correct. PCMA child marriage যদি হয়ও তেতিয়া হলো তাক automatically null and void কৰি দিয়া নহয়, বহুত circumstances থাকে. So a condition to correct নহয়, incorrect. Child marriage prohibition officers are appointed to prevent child marriages. That is true. Under the PCMA Act, CMPO or child marriage prevention officers are employed. The act overrides any customs or personal laws that permit child marriages. That is correct. Amar local ba jikunu dhৰণৰ religious customs থাকিলেও PCMA এই rules and rituals were override কৰি লয়. That means point number 2 and 3 are correct. The correct answer is point number C, 2 and 3. Next question. Consider the following statements regarding cyclones. Point number 1. Tropical cyclones form over warm ocean waters and are characterized by low pressure and high wind speeds. That is correct. Tropical cyclones always forms over warm oceanic waters or warm sea waters, and they are characterized by low pressure and high wind speeds. And one of the other characteristics of tropical cyclone hoise je tropical cyclone howa lage lage বহুত heavy ধৰণৰ rainfall hoy, a large amount of rainfall hoy, aru they generally last for 24 hours to 1 month. Next point, temperate cyclones are primarily associated with fronts and can occur over both land and ocean. That is also correct. Temperate cyclone generally tropical cyclone ke kom borkhun ane, kintu temperate cyclone to amar winter সময়ত north India phale dekha dia jay. Aru duration temperate cyclone or tropical cyclone ke kom hoy. Temperate cyclone troposphere upper portion basically form hoy aru tropical cyclone to troposphere lower region basically form hoy. So the importance of temperate cyclone is that it causes winter rainfall. It is very beneficial for rabi crops like wheat, and it causes snowfall in the northern part of India. So point number 2 is also correct. Point number 3, India experiences tropical cyclones primarily during pre-monsoon and post-monsoon seasons. That is correct. Tropical cyclone generally pre-monsoon or arambha hoy aru post-monsoon dekha dia jay. So the monsoon season starts in India from May to June and ends at September to October. So all the 3 points are correct. Question number 5. Consider the following statements about proteins. All hormones in human bodies are protein. That is not correct. All hormones may not be proteins. So hormone is a chemical messenger that moves through the bloodstream to tissues and organs, affecting tissues and organs. Man, hormones are special signals. I mean, a signal that moves through the bloodstream to a target cell. So beleg kamor karone beleg hormone endocrine gland secrete kore. They are produced in the endocrine glands, and endocrine glands are a special type of glands that produces hormones. The functions of our hormones are various. They may regulate the sugar in the body. They may also regulate the growth of sexual organs or reproductive organs. So some of the examples of protein hormones are insulin, vasopressin, thyrotropin. Ebur dhoroner hormone hoise protein based hormone. Kisiman protein based hormone nathakibo pare steroid hormones. Example are testosterone, cortisol. These are steroid hormones. So point number 1 is incorrect. Point number 2, collagen is the most abundant protein found in animal kingdom. That is correct. It is true. Most abundant protein in our body is collagen. Almost 30% of our body is formed from collagen. It provides structure, support, strength to the skin, muscle and bones, and it is also the most abundant protein found in animal kingdom. So point number 2 is correct. So the correct option from ABCD is B, only 2. Question number 6. The Bandyopadhyay Committee, Samadhan Doctrine and Operation Green Hunt are often seen in the news, are collectively associated with. All the 3 concepts are related with tackling left-wing extremism. Question number 7. Consider the following principles: supremacy of the Constitution, independence of the judiciary, parliamentary system of government, principle of fair and free elections. How many of these are part of basic structure of the Constitution? So basic structure of the Constitution hoise, it is a set of fundamental features that cannot be amended by the parliament. Itu enukwa dhoroner set of features hoy jonto constitution thake ar parliament amend kori e bostu kini features kini amar সংবিধানৰ পৰা আঁতৰাব নোৱাৰে. Those features are known as basic structures. Some of the examples of basic structures are federalism of the Indian Constitution, secularism, rule of law, separation of powers, judicial review, supremacy of the Constitution, India being a welfare state, free and fair election. So these are some of the features of our Constitution which are basic structure in nature. So all the points in this question are correct. So option D is the correct option. This treaty was signed in January 1663. An end to the Mughal occupation of Gurgaon, giving the Ahom tributary status. This treaty was, the answer is the Treaty of Gilajari-Ghat. A treaty pisote Ahom kingdom amar jonkhini area asile from Guwahati to Manas, ei gutekini area Mughal karone eri dile. Ahome nijor control tarpa eri Mughal hatot gotai dile. It was considered a very humiliating treaty for the Ahoms. Aru ei treaty tur pisote Horaighator juddhokon hoisil. This treaty led to Lachit Borphukan being appointed as the commander-in-chief by Swargadeo Chakradev Singha. Aru tar pisote ami Ahome nutunke strategy korila Ahom hokole to take back the lower part of Assam from the Mughals. Question number 9. Which 2 countries conducted a joint military exercise Sada Tansik during January-February 2024? The correct answer is India and Saudi Arabia. The correct answer is India and Saudi Arabia. So Sada Tansik is a combination of two words. Sada is a Hindi word. Tar meaning was forever. Sada mane khodai. Ar Tansik is the Arabian word that means coordination. So the combination means khodai jar coordination thake. It is the first ever joint military exercise between Indian Army and the Royal Saudi Land Force. The Sada Tansik 2024 edition was held in Rajasthan, India. Question number 10. Consider the following statements. Point number 1. Minimum support price MSP is based on the recommendations of the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs CCEA. So the MSP is based on the recommendation of Commission for Agricultural Costs and Prices. It is an advisory body. It is not based on the recommendation of CCEA. So point number 1 is incorrect. Commission for Agricultural Costs and Prices considers factors like production costs, market trends, demand supply dynamics. এই সকলোখিনি বস্তু মিলাই পেলাই আমাৰ যোনটো কমিশন আছে কমিশন ফৰ এগ্ৰিকালচাৰাল কষ্ট এণ্ড প্ৰাইচেছ তে MSP ডিটাৰমাইন কৰে আৰু MSC one of the main objectives of MSP is to provide guaranteed prices to the farmer and protect the farmer from unnatural price fluctuations in the market. মানে হঠাৎ যিকোনো এটা বস্তুৰ দাম যদি কমি যায় ফাৰ্মাৰ টু লছ হৈ যাব পাৰে সো MSP গ্যাৰান্টি কৰে যে এটা মিনিমাম প্ৰাইস ফাৰ্মাৰ জনে কৃষক জনে পাব যাতে তাৰ ফাইনান্সিয়াল লছ নহয় কিছুমান বস্তু আছে মানে ফ্ৰুট ক্ৰপস আছে কমাৰ্শিয়াল হক বা এডিবল ক্ৰপস which are covered under MSP. They are 22. So point number 2, MSP is recommended for 22 mandated crops and fair and remunerative prices for sugarcane. Point number 1 is incorrect. Point number 2 is correct. MSP 22 ta mandated crops cover kore and it also has fair and remunerative price for sugarcane. So fair and remunerative price of sugarcane hoise it is a minimum price মানে যোনটো মিনিমাম প্ৰাইস হয় যোনটো সুগাৰ মিলবোৰে সুগাৰকেন ফাৰ্মাৰবোৰক দিব লাগে straight from the heart an autobiography is written by which person? The answer is Kapil Dev. So Kapil Dev wrote the autobiography straight from the heart in the year 2004. Who played a key role in organizing the Rangia revolt? The answer is Koliabor Senapati. Koliabor Senapati was one of the prominent figures in organizing the Rangia revolt, also known as the Peasant Revolt. It took place in the year 1894 in Rangia. আৰু ইয়াৰ কাৰণ হৈছিলে the British government during that time increased the agricultural tax by about 70 to 80%. ইয়াৰ কাৰণে আমাৰ ফাৰ্মাৰ্স খিনি একদম ক্ষুব্ধ হৈ গৈছিলে সেইভাবে তেওঁলোকে ৰাইজ মেল পাতিছিলে আৰু ৰাইজ মেল ৰঙিয়া থানাৰ আগত বহি তেওঁলোকে প্ৰটেষ্ট কৰিছিলে ইয়াৰ ৰঙিয়া ৰিভল্টৰ বিষয়ে আৰু কোৱেশ্চনছ আছে আমি আগলৈ আৰু ডিসকাস কৰিম কোৱেশ্চন নম্বৰ 13 how many Indian states share border with Bhutan so ভুটানৰ লগত কেইখন আমাৰ ইণ্ডিয়ান ৰাজ্যই border share কৰে the answer is 4 states and those 4 states are Assam Arunachal Pradesh West Bengal and Sikkim question 14 which country did India conduct the 5th edition of the bilateral army exercise Vinbex 2024 so naam to sai ami answer to gom pai jam Vinbex relates to Vietnam Vinbex 2024 took place between 4th November and 20th November 2024 Vinbex 2024 arambho hoisil Ambalat aru it is a joint exercise between Indian Army and Vietnam's People Army. Next question number 15. Consider the following statements. The Umang app has been integrated with DigiLocker to allow citizens to manage multiple government services through a unified platform. It is correct. Umang app is a unified platform and it provides many different services like filing income tax, gas cylinder booking, passport sewa, beleg dhৰণৰ service Umang app টোৰ থ্ৰুদি আমি avail কৰিব পাৰো DigiLocker hoise ami jikono dhoroner document store kori thabo par apunalage jane it is a database aru tar digital signature ready documents for verify kori store rakha hoy so Umangor logot DigiLocker integrate kora hoise that is a correct option point number 2 DigiLocker allows users to store and access digital versions of government documents like driver's license, vehicle registration certificates. That is correct. Point number 2 is correct. Point number 3, the National E-Governance Division NEGD was established by the Ministry of Home Affairs under the Digital India Corporation. It is not correct. NEGD was established by MIT, that is Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, in the year 2009. আৰু NEGD আন ধৰণৰ বেলেগ ধৰণৰ এপো ক্ৰিয়েট কৰিছে উমংগৰ বাদেও ডিজিলকাৰ কৰিছে উমং কৰিছে পোষণ ট্ৰেকাৰটো কৰিছে লগতে নেশ্যনেল AI পোৰ্টেলটো কৰিছে সো পইণ্ট নম্বৰ 1 and 2 is correct 3 is incorrect question number 16 consider the constitutional dual government system Pitt's India Act of 1784 started the system of dual government that is true Pitt's India Act was created by the then East India Company. They started that system of dual government because they wanted to efficiently suck out the resources from India, and for this they created the dual government. So eta parte company to commercial activity bur saisile aru eta parte political functions bur care loi asile. So juntu mane group e political aspect to saisile teoloko koa hoisile board of control আৰু যোনটো গ্ৰুপে কমাৰ্শিয়াল এক্টিভিটিজবোৰ ওভাৰসি কৰি আছিল তেওঁলোকক কোৱা হৈছিল কোৰ্ট অফ ডাইৰেক্টৰ্ছ সো হেতু আমি ক'ব পাৰো যে ডুৱেল গভৰ্ণমেণ্টৰ আৰম্ভণি ইণ্ডিয়াত পইণ্ট নম্বৰ 2 The system of dual government came to an end by the Government of India Act of 1958 that is incorrect dual governmentor system to it came to an end by the Government of India Act 1858 after the crown in Britain direct control of India from East India Company by enacting the Government of India Act. So point number 1 is correct, point number 2 is incorrect. Question 17. Brahmagiri Wildlife Sanctuary is located in which state? So it is a direct question. The Brahmagiri Wildlife Sanctuary is located in Karnataka. Question 18. The British suppressed the Rangya Revolt by. So ami kotha patisilwe Rangya Revolt to peasant uprising hoy. So British heavy force use kori amar civilian upor অত্যাচাৰ চলাইছিল ৰঙিয়া ৰিভল্টৰ টাইমত they used heavy force lethal force and they arrested and punished the rebels the British suppressed the Rangya revolt by using lathi charge and firing at the crowd the people held rice mills and defied the British order amar lokokole rice mill গঠন কৰিছিল rice mill পাতিছিল থানাৰ আগত কিন্তু সেই সময়ৰ যোনজন ডেপুটি কমিশনাৰ আছিল এমসি কেব তে অৰ্ডাৰ দিছিলে যে এই ৰাইজ মেলবোৰ ভাইলেন্ট বুলি তেওঁৰ মুলকৰ মতে আৰু তেওঁলোকে ওপেন ফায়াৰ কৰিছিলে ইয়াৰ কাৰণে বহুতো ইনোসেন্ট লোকৰ প্ৰাণ গৈছিলে সো ইট ওয়াজ এ ভেৰি ডাৰ্ক চেপ্টাৰ ইন ইণ্ডিয়ান হিষ্ট্ৰী এণ্ড আসাম হিষ্ট্ৰী সো ব্ৰিটিছ সাপ্ৰেছ দ্য ৰঙিয়া ৰিভল্ট বাই এৰেষ্টিং এণ্ড পানিশিং দ্য ৰেবেলছ Question 19 Which strait divides Europe from Africa It is the Strait of Gibraltar. So Gibraltar kyo important hoy ami sabo lagibo. Gibraltar connects Atlantic Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea. Gibraltar eta narrow strait hoy which connects Atlantic Ocean and Mediterranean Sea. It is also a very busy waterway. Sea routes. It is an EEZ. Mane itu eta exclusive economic zone hoy. Strait of Gibraltar. Question number 20. With reference to the teachings of Jainism, consider the following statements. Point number 1. All our judgment are necessarily relative, conditional and limited. It is a correct option. Jainism ei kotha kini biswas kore. Question number 2. Point number 2. Right knowledge, right faith and right action are three jewels of Jainism. It is correct. Point number 3. Jainism doesn't recognize the existence of God. It is incorrect. Jainism does recognize the existence of God. কিন্তু তেওঁলোক জৈনৰ মতে ভগৱানক তেওঁলোকে অলপ কম দৰ্জা দিছে ইন দা হায়াৰাৰ্কি জিনা যোনটো জৈনিজমৰ সুপ্ৰিম এন্টিটি বিং হয় সবতছে ওপৰত জিনা JINA তাৰ পিছত তেওঁলোকে ভগৱানক দৰ্জা দিছে কিন্তু বুদ্ধিজমে ভগৱানৰ এক্সিষ্টেন্সটো ফলো নকৰে কিন্তু জৈনিজমে ভগৱানৰ এক্সিষ্টেন্সটো মানে সো পইণ্ট নম্বৰ 1 and 2 is correct question 21 which event will be hosted by the Indian Air Force on the sidelines of exercise Tarang Shakti 2024 The answer is Indian Defense Aviation Exposition that is IDEX 24 Tarang Tarang Shakti hoise amar Indian Air Force conduct kora eta multinational air exercise 2024 Tarang Shakti 11 খন দেশে participate কৰিছিল so Tarang Shakti meaning hoise Tarang means wave or ripple and Shakti hoise energy the power the divine manifestation of power IDEX 2024 আমাৰ ডিফেন্স মিনিষ্টাৰ ৰাজনাথ সিংয়ে ইনগ্ৰেট কৰিছিলে আৰু এটো হৈছিলে সেপ্টেম্বৰ 12 তাৰিখে এট যোধপুৰ ৰাজস্থান এই IDEX এক্সপজিশনত বহুত উন্নত মানৰ আৰু টেকনলজিক্যালি ইমপ্ৰুভ ওয়েপনছ আমাৰ ইন্ডিয়াই ইন্ডিজিনাছলি ডেভেলপ কৰা ওয়েপনছ ডিসপ্লে কৰা হৈছিলে তাৰ ভিতৰত কেইটামান এক্সাম্পল হৈছে হাই এল্টিটিউড সিউডো স্যাটেলাইট আৰু RF গান যোনটোৱে ড্ৰোনবোৰ এটেক কৰিব পাৰে RF গান টু কাউন্টাৰ ড্ৰোনছ এণ্ড HAPS that is high altitude pseudo satellite these were displayed at IDEX 24 next question 22 select the correct statements given below Hornbill is the state bird of both Arunachal Pradesh and Nagaland that is incorrect Hornbill is the state bird of both Arunachal Pradesh and Kerala Nagaland's state bird to Hornbill nohoy the state bird of Nagaland is Blyth tragopan that is BLYTH Blight TRAGOPAN tragopan point number 2 the Hornbill festival is celebrated by all ethnic groups of Nagaland that is correct so the correct answer is B only 2 question number 23 who was the chief astrologer of Shiva Singha who played a significant role in his reign so Shiva Singhar rajottor kalot ejon chief astrologer asile তেওঁৰ নামটো খুদিছে তেওঁৰ নাম হৈছে কৃষ্ণৰাম ভট্টাচাৰ্য যাক আমি পৰ্বতীয়া গোসাই বুলি জানো শিৱ সিংহ also known as Sutanpha was a very ardent follower of Shaktism তেওঁ হিন্দু ধৰ্মৰ শাক্ত believer আছিল শক্তি পূজা কৰিছিল কৃষ্ণৰাম ভট্টাচাৰ্য was a priest from West Bengal আৰু তেওঁৰ বাপেকৰ কথা শুনি আমাৰ বাপেক তেওঁৰ ৰুদ্ৰ সিংহৰ কথা শুনি কৃষ্ণৰাম ভট্টাচাৰ্যক West Bengal বা নিমন্ত্ৰণ দি অসমলৈ মাতি আনিছিল আৰু কামাখ্যা মন্দিৰৰ হেড প্ৰিষ্ট হিচাপে তেওঁক পজিশনটো দিছিল যাৰ বাবে কৃষ্ণৰাম ভট্টাচাৰ্যক পৰ্বতীয়া গোসাই বুলি জনা হয় হি মেড হিম দা ৰয়েল প্ৰিষ্ট আৰু আমাৰ শিৱ সিংহৰ তিনিগৰাকী পত্নী আছিল ওয়াইফ আছিল কুইন আছিল তেওঁলোক হৈছে ফুলেশ্বৰী অম্বিকা আৰু সৰ্বেশ্বৰী আৰু জনামতে শিৱ সিংহই বহুতো ডিসিশন লোৱা আগতে আমাৰ কৃষ্ণৰাম ভট্টাচাৰ্যৰ লগত কনসাল্ট কৰি লৈছিল question 24 consider the following statements related to fungi they are eukaryotic non phototropic organisms তো প্ৰথম অপশনটো হৈছে correct they are eukaryotic মানে এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ সেল যাৰ এটা নিউক্লিয়াছ থাকে আৰু চাৰিফালে সেল মেমব্ৰেন থাকে আৰু অৰ্গানেলিছ থাকে so আমাৰ অলমোস্ট প্ৰতিটো লিভিং বিং যোনবোৰ হায়াৰ অৰ্ডাৰ লিভিং বিং সব eukaryotic হয় non phototropic means any organism which does not need sunlight to produce food they do not use sunlight as a energy source so fungi energy sunlight na lage energy create koribole they feed on the dead matter unique cell wall composed of chitin so that is also correct chitin is a sugar molecule that make up the cell wall of fungi point number 3 they reproduce only through asexual means that is not correct point number 3 is incorrect fungi produces both sexually and asexually so the correct option is only 2 point number 1 and 2 are correct question number 25 Khantohisto Hristopusto Mohadusto was composed by which famous Assamese personality so that is easy question army jano je it is a play written by the world renowned filmmaker and writer Bhavendranath Hoikia it is a play question number 26 consider the correct statement point number 1 the Panchayati Raj system is not regulated in the following states and union territories they are Nagaland Meghalaya Mizoram and Delhi that is correct Panchayati Raj system to Nagaland Meghalaya Mizoram not applicable nohoy due to article 243M eto apni sai lebo kiyo nohoy 243M article karone ei tinikhon state Nagaland Meghalaya Mizoram Panchayati Raj is not applicable ADCs are used to regulate tribal areas Delhi kotha olop unique hoy Delhi government e nije central government ok ebar abedan kori koisile je tat Delhi amar Panchayati Raj system to applicable hobo na lage so etu hoisile 2009 ot Delhi government central government request kori panchayati rajor juntu domain hetu Delhi government pa atrai dile. Point number 1 is correct. Point number 2, it was established by the 74th Constitutional Amendment Act in 1992. That is incorrect. It was established by the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act. So the correct answer is A, 1. Consider the following statements related to the Global Hunger Index. Point number 1, it is published annually by the Food and Agriculture Organization of United Nations. It is incorrect. The Global Hunger Index is established annually by 2 European NGOs. They are Concerned Worldwide. Eta hoise Concerned Worldwide number NGO. Aru antu hoise Welter Hunger Life boli eta German NGO. Ei duta mili pelai ei Global Hunger Index report to publish kore. Point number 2, its score is based on 4 components: undernourishment, child stunting, child wasting and child mortality. It is correct. Point number 2 is correct. Point number 3, a lower GHI score indicates a higher level of hunger. It is incorrect. So at a scale thake scale 0 pa 100 leke jodi jiman kom hobo scale 0 pa 100 bhitor so kiman bhal condition hobo. Less is better. So konba country jodi 0 ba 1 pai etu birate bhal hobo kintu konba country khone jodi 90 95 pai etu birate beya. So lower score indicates a lower level of hunger. So point number 3 is incorrect. So the answer is only 2 are correct. Question 28. How many Indian states have a coastline? How many Indian states? The correct answer is 9 states. So 9 state or our India coastline ase. They are Gujarat, Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha and West Bengal. Question 29. Chabahar port is located in. Where is Chabahar port located? It is located in Gulf of Oman. So Iranor okol etai deep ocean port ase, that is Chabahar port. Aru Chabahar port is almost 170 kilometers from the Gwadar port in Pakistan. So it is very important for India strategically. Recently our India tat bahut toka invest korise, kintu due to economic sanctions imposed on Iran, it is finding it difficult to make it a active port. Kintu kam choli ase teo. Who is known as the Light of Assam for his contributions to literature and education? The answer is Srimanta Shankardev. Consider the following statements about Assami Saras Mela. Point number 1, organized by Assam State Rural Livelihoods Mission under the Panchayat and Rural Development Department. So it is the true answer. It is the correct option. Point number 2, provide a platform for self-help groups and micro entrepreneurs to showcase and sell their products only for Assam. It is incorrect. Saras Mela applies to all over India. Gute India প্ৰতিজন seller যিকোনো ৰাজ্যৰ পাই ইয়াতে sell কৰিব পাৰে. So the full form of Saras is Sale of Articles of Rural Artisan Society. Sale of Articles for Rural Artisan Society. Saras, S-A-R-A-S. Point number 1 is correct. Point number 2 is incorrect. Question number 32. Which of the following northeastern state was not part of Assam before getting full statehood? That was an easy question. Mizoram was part of Assam. Nagaland was part of Assam. Meghalaya was also part of Assam. Only Sikkim was not part of Assam. Question 33. Which of the following statements are correct? India is the largest spender on defense imports. It is correct. Number 2, the US is India's largest defense supplier in the last 5 years. That is incorrect. India's largest defense supplier is Russia. Our India 2019 or 2023 bhitorat almost worldor 10% global arms import korise. Our report to SIPRI naমৰ এটা organization release কৰে, SIPRI. Question number 34. Consider the following statements. A solid-state battery has a higher energy density than a lithium-ion battery that uses electrolyte solution. Correct. Point number 1 is correct. A solid-state battery is cost-effective as compared to lithium-ion battery. Point number 2 is also correct. So both the options are correct. Question number 35. Consider the following statements regarding the United Nations Environment Program, UNEP. It was founded on 5th June 1972 as a result of Stockholm Conference on the Human Environment, correct? It publishes reports like the Emission Gap Report, Global Environment Outlook, Frontier Series, and Invest into a Healthy Report. This is also correct. So both the options 1 and 2 are correct, and it is also self-explanatory. Question 36. Consider the following statements regarding satellite launch vehicles of ISRO. Our ISRO various type of launch vehicles ase, jeneke GSLV, PSLV. So tar bhitor the PSLV has the capability to put heavier payload in orbit than the geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle. It is incorrect. GSLV capacity PSLV ke besi hoy. PSLV highest capacity hoise PSLV XL variant or 3800 kg lower earth orbit. Now PSLV XL 3800 kg amar lower earth orbit place koribo pare. Kintu tar tulonat GSLV Mark 3 almost 10,000 kg lower earth orbit place koribo pare. Point number 2, the PSLV is capable of placing multiple payloads into orbit. That is correct. Point number 3, GSLV has been designed for launching communication satellites. That is correct. 2 options are correct, 2 and 3. Question 37. The Global Competitiveness Report is published by World Economic Forum. WEF a report to create kori publish kore. It measures the competitiveness among different countries of the world. Aru Global Competitiveness Reporter এশ তিনিটা ইন্ডিকেটৰ থাকে তো আপোনালোকে কথাটো শিকি লব GCR contains 12 pillars and 103 indicators. Question 38. Consider the following statements regarding human trafficking. Point number 1, Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013 addresses human trafficking for physical and sexual exploitation. That is correct. Point number 2, Mission Vatsalya supports child victims of trafficking. That is also correct. Point number 2 is correct. Point number 3, the United Nations Convention on Transnational Organized Crime, UNCTOC, clearly defines organized crime, including activities like sex trafficking. So UNCTOC organized crime or kono fixed definition diya nai. That is, so point number 3 is incorrect. So only 2 are correct options, only 2. Question number 39. Consider the following statements regarding Tungabhadra River. Point number 1. It is a major tributary of the Godavari River. So Tungabhadra River forms from 2 streams, Tunga and Bhadra, junto Western Ghatot originate hoise in Karnataka. So it is not a major tributary of Godavari River. It is a major tributary of Krishna River. Tungabhadra dukhon state traverse kore Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh and ultimately goi Bay of Bengal goi merge hoy. Next point hoise it flows through the states of Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. That is true. That is correct. So only one option is correct. So point number 1 is wrong and point number 2 is correct. So answer is B, 2. Question 40. Consider the following statements regarding the marginal cost of funds based lending rate, MCLR. So MCLR is the minimum interest rate a bank or financial institution can charge for a loan. MCLR to RBI fix kori diye aru MCLR hoise minimum lending rate juntur upor bhitti kori bank e loan dibo pare ba jikono financial institution e ejon customer ba individual loan dibo pare. It is the minimum lending rate, not the maximum lending rate. So point number 1 is incorrect. Point number 2 hoise under the MCLR regime, banks are free to offer all categories of loans at fixed or floating interest rate. That is correct. MCLR to floating ধৰণৰ হয়. So MCLR to 2016 ত RBI launch কৰিছিলে. ইয়াৰ আগতে base rate ৰ concept ইউজ হৈছিলে. So base rate to dynamic নাছিলে, static আছিলে, কিন্তু MCLR to floating point ইউজ কৰে. So point number 2 is correct. আৰু MCLR to প্ৰতিটো বেংকৰ বেলেগ বেলেগ হ'ব পাৰে. For example, SBI MCLR হৈছে 8.90 for 6 months আৰু 9% for 1 year. তাৰমানে যিকোনো লোন ললে ষ্টেট বেংকে মিনিমাম ছমাহৰ কাৰণে 8.9% ইন্টাৰেষ্ট ৰেট ল'বই, তাতছে তলত নলয় আৰু এবছৰ হলে মিনিমাম 9% দিবই লাগিব আপুনি যি ধৰণৰ লোন হক লাগে, পাৰ্সোনাল লোন, হাউস লোন, কাৰ লোন. So MCLR varies from bank to bank. বেলেগ এটা বেংকৰ বেলেগ হ'ব পাৰে. Question number 41. Consider the following statements. UNESCO, point number 1, UNESCO global geoparks are unified geographical areas designated for a period of 4 years, after which they undergo revalidation. Correct? Into correct option. Point number 2, geoheritage site can include volcanic formations, fossil-rich areas, caves, mountain ranges, glacial features, and mineral-rich regions. Etu correct hoy. So both the options are correct. So hudise amar option that which of the statements are not correct. So dutai correct hoy. So correct option is neither 1 nor 2. Aru eta kotha kobole bisaru, India etalage eta global geopark designate howa nai. All over world 44 global geoparks ase, kintu amar dekhot etalage বৰ্তমান লাগে এটা গ্লোবাল জিঅ'পাৰ্ক প্লেস নাই. Question number 42, consider about the Seva portal. Point number 1, an act to provide for the delivery of notified public services to the people of the state of Assam within the stipulated time limit and for matters connected therewith and incidental thereto. It is correct point hoy. Point number 2, this act came into force across all districts of the state including the 6 scheduled areas. That is also correct. The correct to do the option is self-explanatory hai. So C, 1 and 2 both are correct options. Question number 43, consider the following statements about Kharchi Puja, Devata temple. Sorry. Question number 43, consider the following statements about the Kharchi Puja. Point number 1, during the puja 7 gods are ceremonially taken by the royal priest known as Chantai to the river Saidra. It is incorrect. During the puja 7 জন ভগৱান নহয় 14 জন ভগৱানক ceremonially taken to the by the royal priest known as Chantai to the river Saidra. আৰু Kharchi puja to এক সপ্তাহৰ কাৰণে সেলিব্ৰেট হয় আৰু ই সেলিব্ৰেট কৰা হয় চতুৰ্দশ দেৱতা টেম্পল যোনটো আগৰতলাত আছে. Point number 2, it is celebrated by both tribal and non-tribal communities in Tripura. That is correct. আৰু Kharchi পূজাৰ নামটোৰ অৰ্থ হৈছে Kharchiটো এটা ককবৰক শব্দ, ককবৰছ ল্যাঙ্গুৱেজৰ শব্দ, তাৰ মিনিং হৈছে অস্পিচিয়াছ পিৰিয়ড, তাৰমানে পবিত্ৰ পিৰিয়ড. So out of this Lakshmi Mahotsav, the 8 states of Northeast are participants. That is correct. Ashtalakshmi Mahotsavot আমাৰ Northeastৰ 8 sisters ok অন্তৰ্ভুক্ত কৰা হৈছে. Point number 2, the Mahotsav provides an unprecedented platform to showcase the region's vibrant textile industry, artisanal crafts, and unique geographical indication products. That is also correct. Duta point correct hoy. Logote Ashtalakshmi Mahotsav is organized by Ministry of Donor. So both 1 and 2 are correct. Question 45, consider the following statements related to recently discovered Dicliptera polymorphia. It is a kind of flower. Point number 1, it is a fire resistant, able to withstand summer drought. That is correct. 2, it has inflorescence flower structure that are uncommon in Indian species. That is also correct. Inflorescence flower structure to Indian subcontinent generally পোৱা নাযায়, এটো African subcontinent এটা characteristic হয়. It is correct. Point number 3, it thrives on open grassland slopes in Western Ghats. It is also correct. So all the 3 are correct options. Consider the following characteristics. Point number 1, it's underground corm. Corm hoise mane eta underground root, CORM, underground root jot plant bore nijor food material to store kori thoy. Underground corm stores energy, supporting its 10-year bloom cycle and 6-month fruiting period. Point number 2, it mimics the stench of rotting flesh to attract pollinators. So hey gosjobar ba mane পচি যোৱা মাংসৰ নিচিনা স্মেল ওলাই যোনটোৱে পলিনেটৰ্ছবোৰ bees বা বেলেগ ধৰণৰ ইনসেক্ট এট্ৰেক্ট কৰে. Point number 3, it blossoms on limestone hills in the rainforest of western Sumatra. তাৰমানে it is endemic to western Sumatra. So এই তিনটা পইণ্ট কোনটো ধৰণৰ প্ৰজাতিৰ গছ বা ফুলৰ characteristic হয়? The correct answer is Titan arum. Titan arum is also one of the largest flowering plant আৰু ইয়াৰ height 10 ফুটলৈকে ওখ হ'ব পাৰে. Consider the following statements. The Pal Empire was founded by Gopal. It happened in 750 CE. King Bhoj revealed the Pratihar Empire and recovered Kanauj. This incident happened in 836 CE. Krishna III of Rashtrakud dynasty defeated the Chol king Parantak first in 948 AD. So chronologically sabole gole ami tintai correct order ta ase 1 then 2 then 3. The correct option is C, 1, 2, 3. Question number 48. Regarding the Partnerships for Accelerated Innovation and Research Pair Program, consider the following statements. It is a new flagship program launched by Niti Aayog. The flagship program is not launched by Niti Aayog. It is an initiative by the Anusandhan National Research Foundation to improve research in Indian universities. It aims to enhance, so point number 1 is incorrect. Point number 2, it aims to enhance university research by using a hub and spoke model, pairing top tier universities with emerging institutions for mentorship and collaboration. That is correct. So only point number 2 is correct. Question 49. The capital of Assam during Ahom rule was shifted from Gorgaon to which place? So Gorgaon pa Rangpur de Rajdhani transfer kora hoisile during the reign of Rudrosinha in 1707 AD. Question number 50. Which organization releases Global E-Waste Monitor Report? So Global E-Waste Monitor Report to Yavirat Gunta organization release kore etu hoise United Nations Institute for Training and Research UNITAR. Aru UNITAR head office hoise headquarters hoise Geneva, Switzerland. Question number 51. Which dynasty ruled ancient Assam during the 7th century? It was ruled by the Varman dynasty. Our Varman dynasty rule arambho hoisile 350 AD and it was established or founded by Pushya Varman. Question number 52. Consider the following statements. India is the world's largest tea producer and exporter. Point number 1. That is incorrect. India is the world's second largest tea producer. Point number 2. 70% of tea plantations are near forests, resulting in frequent conflicts with wildlife such as elephants, causing damage to crops and plantations. That is correct. Etu hosa kotha. So point number 1 is incorrect. Point number 2 is correct. 2 only. Question number 53. Regarding the Green Credit Program, consider the following statements. Point number 1. The program allows individuals and corporations to financially contribute to restoring degraded forests. It correct. It correct option hai. It encourages voluntary environmental actions by issuing tradable green credits. Point number 2. This is facilitated through application to the Indian Council of Forestry Research and Education, ICFRE. That is also correct. It is administered by ICFRE. Point number 3. The Green Credit Program operates under the Carbon Credit Trading Scheme 2023. No, it is incorrect option. The correct answer is it was introduced in October 2023 under the LIFE initiative. That is Lifestyle for Environment Initiative. So I will recall duta option correct hoy. Only 2. Question 54. Who is the current president of Boro Sahitya Sabha? Boro Sahitya Sabhar current president hoise Surat Narzari. So the headquarters of the Boro Sahitya Sabha are in Kokrajhar. Our Boro Sahitya Sabhar prothom president hoisile Joy Bhadra Hagjar. Joy Bhadra Hagjar was the first president of Boro Sahitya Sabha. Our current president hoise Dr. Surat Narzari. Question 55. Consider the following statements regarding Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multisectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation, BIMSTEC. Point number 1. It is a regional organization comprising 8 member states, 6 from South Asia and 2 from Southeast Asia. That is incorrect. BIMSTEC got 7 desh ase. Tare 5 South Asia aru 2 Southeast Asia. It was established in 1997 through the Dhaka Declaration. No, it is incorrect option. BIMSTEC came into being in 1997 through the Bangkok Declaration. Point number 3. The BIMSTEC Secretariat is in Dhaka, Bangladesh. It is correct option. Consider the following statements. Point number 1. Slavery was abolished across British Indian Empire during Lord William Bentinck's tenure. It is incorrect option. The correct answer is it was abolished during the tenure of Governor General Ellenborough. So point number 1 is incorrect. It was abolished under the Indian Slavery Act of 1843. It is also known as Act 5 of 1843. Article 17 of Indian Constitution prohibits human trafficking and forced labor. It is incorrect. Article 23 of Indian Constitution prohibits human trafficking and forced labor. So correct option is neither 1 nor 2. Question 57, with reference to the leader of opposition, consider the following. Point number 1, the leader of the largest opposition party having not less than 1/6 of seats of the total strength of the house is recognized as the leader of opposition of that house. It is not correct. It should have minimum 1/10 of the seat. Leader of opposition hobole minimum 1/10 seat থাকিব লাগিব তেতিয়াহে তেওঁ leader of opposition or title to পায়. So point number 1 is incorrect. Point number 2, the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha were accorded statutory recognition in 1977. It is a correct option. So current leader of opposition in Lok Sabha hoise Rahul Gandhi aru leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha Mallikarjun Kharge. So only point number 2 is correct. Question number 58. Freedom in Exile is written by which famous spiritual leader? It is written by Dalai Lama, the 14th Dalai Lama. So Dalai Lama দুখন autobiography লিখিছে প্ৰথমখনৰ নাম হৈছে My Land and My People যোনখন তেওঁ 1962 পাবলিশ কৰিছিলে আৰু সেকেন্ড autobiographyখন লিখিছিলে 1991 ত এখন হৈছে Freedom in Exile. Question number 59, consider the following statements about Global Methane Tracker 2024. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change has released the Global Methane Tracker 2024. It is incorrect option. Global Methane Tracker 2024 is published by International Energy Agency, that is IEA. Point number 2, nearly 70% of methane emissions from fossil fuel come from the top 10 emitting countries. That is correct option. Point number 3, the United States is the largest emitter of methane from oil and gas operations, closely followed by Russia. It is also a correct option. So duta option is correct hoy. Only 2. Question 60, with reference to the Lok Sabha, consider the following statements. Point number 1, the representatives in the Lok Sabha are indirectly elected from the territorial constituencies in the state. It is incorrect option. The representatives of Lok Sabha are directly elected, not indirectly elected. So point number 1 to incorrect. Point number 2, the election is based on the principle of universal adult franchisee. It is correct. Point number 2 is correct. Point number 3, the voting age was reduced from 21 years to 18 years by the 74th Constitutional Amendment Act 1992. It is incorrect. The voting age was reduced by the 61st Amendment Act of 1988. So here we are call eta point correct hoy. Question number 60, consider the following statements regarding NISAR mission. Point number 1, it is a collaboration between NASA and ISRO for joint Earth observation satellite. It is the correct option. It is the correct option. Point number 2, it will be launched using GSLV Mark III satellite. It is incorrect. The NISAR mission will be launched using the GSLV Mark II satellite. Point number 3, ISRO will provide radars and communication systems of the satellite. It is incorrect. ISRO will provide the launch vehicle and the synthetic aperture radar for the satellite. The communication system will be provided by NASA. So out of this, only one point is correct. A. Question 62, consider the following statements regarding inscription. Point number 1, the Sogaura copper plate, a pre-Ashokan Brahmi script, mentions famine relief reports. It is a correct option. The Sogaura copper plate to amar Sogaura namor eta ekhon gaon discover kora hoisil in Gorakhpur district. Hetu Brahmi scriptot lekha asile aru Prakrit languageot asile. He সময়ত এটা ban famine hoisile tar kotha Sogaura copper plateot mention kora ase. It is correct option. Point number 2, the Hathigumpha cave inscription is the main source of information about the Kaling ruler Kharvela. It is also true. Hathigumpha guhat মানে যোনটো উদয়গিৰি পৰ্বতত আছে, উদয়গিৰি হিলত আছে হাতীগুম্ফা কেভ ইনস্ক্ৰিপশ্যন, তাতে কলিংগাৰ ৰুলাৰ খাৰভেলাৰ বিষয়ে কথা বহুত কথা লেখা আছে, ইনস্ক্ৰাইব কৰা আছে. এণ্ড হাতীগুম্ফা কেভ ইজ লোকেটেড ইন উদয়গিৰি হিলছ ইন উৰিষ্যা. 2 is also correct option. Point number 3, the Aihole inscription mentions about the defeat of Harshvardhan by Pulakeshin II. So Pulakeshin II Chalukya dynasty rajajone Harshvardhanok defeat korisile aru ei kotharu Aihole inscriptionot ase. Aihole inscriptionot ei kothakhini ase Meguti temple boli eta temple ase Vatapit, tate ei kothakhini mention kora ase. So page number 3 2 correct hoy. So gute kita option e correct 1 2 and 3. Question number 63. Consider the following statements regarding particularly vulnerable tribal groups. PVTG. PVTG is a classification of other backward classes that is considered more vulnerable. It is incorrect. PVTG is a classification of tribal groups in India that are considered more vulnerable than other scheduled tribes. মানে scheduled tribe বোৰটো vulnerable হয় তাৰ ভিতৰত PVTG এটা আৰু এটা সাব ক্লাসিফিকেশন যত যোনখিনি একদম endangered টাইপৰ ট্ৰাইবেলছ হয় তেওঁলোকক ইনক্লুড কৰা হয় so point number 1 is incorrect. Point number 2, a stagnant or declining population is one of the criteria for PVTG status. It is correct. It is a correct option. So the answer will be 2 only. Question number 64. Regarding Central Pollution Control Board CPCB, consider the following. It was constituted under the Environmental Protection Act 1986. It is incorrect. CPCB was established in 1974 under the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974. So point number 1 is incorrect. CPCB was constituted under the AR Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981. It is also incorrect. CPCB was entrusted with the powers and functions under the AR Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981. So CPCB point number 1 incorrect hoy, point number 2 incorrect hoy. Point number 3 to sound CPCB is executing a nationwide program of ambient air quality monitoring known as National Air Quality Monitoring Program. It is correct. CPCB countrywide eta program carry kori ase jar naam hoise NAMP aru ei beleg jagar air quality to monitor kore aru reports bur teolokor website et publish kore. So only point number 3 is correct. Question number 65. The human papillomavirus vaccine will be used to cure HPV vaccine ki bemar cure koribo? It is cervical cancer. Question number 65. The answer is cervical cancer. Question number 66. Consider the following statements regarding Casanur forest disease, also known as KFD. It is a zoonotic disease. Yes, Casanur forest disease is a zoonotic disease because it spreads from animal to humans. Point number 2, the disease was first reported from Casanur forests of Karnataka in India in 1957. It is also correct. Etu prothomote amar Casanur forest Karnatakar ba detect kora hoisile. So both the options are correct. What was the primary demand of the peasants during the Rangya revolt? Reduction of land taxes. Question number 68. Consider the following statements. Statement 1. Glasgow Climate Pact aims to reduce methane emissions by at least 30% below 2020 levels by 2030. So Glasgow Climate Pact was an outcome of COP26 into Glasgow hoisile. One of the chief outcomes was that was agreed by all the nations to reduce methane emissions by at least 30% below 2020 level by 2030. It is correct option. Point number 2, unconditional and conditional nationally determined contributions NDCs for 2030 are estimated to reduce global emission by 2% and 9% respectively. It is also correct. So both point 1 and 2 are correct. Tar logote amar India NDC ketamanu ase nationally determined contribution amar India eta hoise achieving 50% of energy from non-fossil fuel. Aru eta hoise creation of carbon sink create koribo lage janeke amar gos gosani boharle carbon sink boni jay hetu eta NDC India. Which state organizes the Kambala buffalo race? It is Karnataka etu hoy aru etu eta post harvest race hoy winter season ot hoy. That is Kambala buffalo race organized in Karnataka. Question 70. Consider the following statements regarding anti-dumping duty. Statement 1. The agreement on implementation of Article 6 of General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade GATT 1994 governs the application of anti-dumping measures by members of the WTO. That is correct option. So dumping ki hoy? Dhorok China mobile phone produce korise aru India le export korise. To amar India jeta import kori pela Chinese mobile kinibo. Ei mobile to juntu price ot kine. আৰু সেই মোবাইল প্ৰাইচটোৰ দাম যদি চাইনাত ইণ্ডিয়াতছে বেছি হয় তাৰমানে ইণ্ডিয়াত মোবাইলটোৰ দাম কম হয় আৰু চাইনাত বেছি হয় কিন্তু বস্তুটো বনিছে চাইনাত ইট ইজ এ প্ৰচেছ অফ ডাম্পিং সো ডাম্পিংটো কেতিয়া কৰে এখন কাণ্ট্ৰি যেতিয়া ইখন কাণ্ট্ৰিত তেওঁলোকে মনোপলি ক্ৰিয়েট কৰিব হয় বা যেতিয়া যদি মাৰ্কেট কেপচাৰ কৰিব হয় তেতিয়া ডাম্পিং কৰে কিন্তু ডাম্পিংটো জেনেৰেলি আমি আনএথিকেল বুলি মানা যায় So anti-dumping measures are bilateral actions taken by member of World Trade Organization. Aru ta kotha kau je under World Trade Organization rules dumping is considered legal also. So anti-dumping measure to bilateral action nohoy etu unilateral action hoy. Ekhon country ekhonor opor lole dumping hoy, anti-dumping hoy. Only one option is correct. One only. Question 71 regarding the Sundarbans consider the following statements. The Sundarban hosts the largest mangrove forest in the world. That is correct. Statement 2 60% of Sundarban lies in India and the rest in Bangladesh. That is incorrect. 40% of Sundarban lies in India and 60% is in Bangladesh. The Sundarban wetland in India is listed in the Montreux record under Ramsar Convention. It is incorrect. Sundarban to our Montreux record under 9. Under the Montreux record under the Ramsar Convention total dukhon place ase they are Kolaudev National Park Rajasthanor and Loktak in Manipur. So only option number 1 is correct. Only one. Question 72. How many of the following statements are correct about Jallikattu? So Jallikattu is an animal sport hoy. To tar statement gita sam. It is a bull taming sport practiced in Tamil Nadu. It is a correct statement. Number 2, it has been banned by Supreme Court of India on the grounds of animal cruelty. Man, etu kotha wrong hoy, incorrect because the Supreme Court of India has lifted the ban on Jallikattu. Point number 3, it is mentioned in the ancient Tamil epic Silapaddikaram. It is true. It is correct option. So out of these 3, 2 are correct. Only 2. Question 73. One common agreement between Gandhism and Marxism is, so Gandhism or Marxism or basic similarity nai jodu kitaban kotha teolok similar hoy. Question number 73. One common agreement between Gandhism and Marxism is, it is the ultimate goal of a stateless society. So dutai ei kotha to biswas korisile stateless society jonto ideology hoy. It is common in both Gandhism and Marxism. Question 74. Which Indian state is home to the exclusive population of melanistic tigers, also known as black tigers? It is Odisha. Odisha Simlipal Tiger Reserve eta special type of tiger poa jay jonto black tiger boli koa hoy. He tiger to normal tiger ke olop black stripe besi thake dekhat black jen lage. It is a very rare species of tiger and it is found in Simlipal Tiger Reserve. Question 75. The Surya Pahar archaeological site in Assam is famous for which of the following? The answer is rock cut sculptures. The Surya Pahar is situated in Gwalpara district and it is famous for having various rock sculptures of Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu and Ma Durga. And it is also the confluence of 3 religions, Hinduism, Buddhism and Jainism. Question number 76. The book India That is Bharat is authored by, it is a very famous book and it is written by J.S.I. Deepak. He is a advocate, lawyer by profession. Question number 77. Consider the following diseases. 1. Diphtheria. 2. Measles. 3. Rubella. So diphtheria is a vector-borne disease. Bacteria a disease to spread kore through bacteria. Measles is a disease spread by virus. Rubella is also a disease spread by virus. How many of the above are covered under universal immunization program? এই তিনটা বেমাৰে চিলড্ৰেনৰ বেছিকে হয় under 5 years of age attack কৰে চিলড্ৰেনক এই বেমাৰ গিটাই. So all the 3 diseases are covered under UIP, all 3. Question 78. Balance of payments is an accounting statement that records monetary transactions between. Balance of payment hoise, it is a record of economic transactions of a country with the rest of the world. To ekhon country বাকি দেশৰ লগত কেনেকৈ ইকনমিক ট্ৰানজেকশ্যন কৰে এটা গোটেই ইনফৰমেশ্যনটো বেলেঞ্চ অফ পেমেণ্ট নাম্বাৰ এটা ৰেকৰ্ডত সোমাই থাকে So the options are residents of a nation and the rest of the world, non-resident and the rest of the world, residents of a nation and non-residents, none of the above. The correct option is residents of a nation and rest of the world. Question 79. Which of the following statement is correct about pulsars? So the correct option is they are neutron stars that emit electromagnetic radiation from their magnetic poles. Option number B. Question number 80. Consider the following statements regarding megalith. Megalith are large stone structures or monuments typically associated with burial sites in prehistoric times. It is the correct option. So India bahut jagat megalith site ase in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka. Generally southern India megalith sites besi ase. Point number 2, megalith structures mandatory include inscription detailing the life and achievement of the deceased. It is incorrect. The correct answer is A, one only. Question 81. Question number 81. The provision that Parliament can establish a common high court for 2 or more states is related to which of the following Constitutional Amendment Act? So the correct answer is 7 Constitutional Amendment Act. এই এমেণ্ডমেণ্ট এক্টৰ পিছতে ষ্টেটছবোৰ লিংগুইষ্টিক বেচিছত ৰিকগনাইজ কৰা হৈছিল আৰু এই এক্টৰ পিছতে আমাৰ পাৰ্লিয়ামেণ্টক এম্পাৱাৰ কৰা হৈছিল যাতে এটা কমন হাইকোৰ্ট দুখন বা বেছি ষ্টেটৰ কাৰণে বনাব পাৰে আফটাৰ দ্য 7th Constitutional Amendment Act. Question number 82. Consider the following statements related to the protection provisions under Designs Act 2000. Statement 1. Protection applies to the appearance of an article as well as its functional aspects. So it is incorrect. Protection applies only to the appearance of the article and not its functional aspect. Statement 2. Design should not have been publicly disclosed in India or abroad. This statement is correct. Statement 3. Protection lasts for at least 10 years under the TRIPS agreement. It is also correct. Point number 2 and 3 are correct. Only 2. Question 83. Consider the following statements. The Committee on the Functions of the Constituent Assembly was chaired by J.V. Mavlankar. Correct. True. Statement 2. The Constitution was handwritten by Prem Bihari Narayan Raizada in calligraphy with its pages decorated by Nandalal Bose. That is also correct. Both the options are correct. Question number 84. Consider the following statements about neutrinos. Statement 1. Neutrinos are the most abundant particles in the universe. True. Just like positrons are antiparticles of electrons, neutrinos are the antiparticles of photon. Point number 2 is incorrect. Neutrinos are not the antiparticles of photons. Point number 3. The Indian Neutrino Observatory is proposed to be set up in Maharashtra. It is incorrect. The Indian Neutrino Observatory, that is INO, is located in Theni district of Tamil Nadu. The correct answer is A. Only one option is correct. Question number 85. Who established the Borpeta Satra? Borpeta Satra kone establish korisile? The correct answer is Madhavdev. Madhavdev established Borpeta Satra in 1538 AD. আৰু বৰপেটা সত্ৰৰ প্ৰথম সত্ৰাধিকাৰজন আছিলে মথুৰা দাস বুঢ়া আটা. Question number 86. The creation and abolition of legislative council in the state legislature is mentioned in Article 169. 87. Which of the following are part of the National Action Plan on Climate Change? 1. National Water Mission. Statement 2. National Mission for Enhanced Energy Efficiency. National Mission for Sustainable Habitat, National Solar Mission. All the 4 points are included are the part of National Action Plan on Climate Change. 1, 2, 3, 4. The National Action Plan on Climate Change was launched in 2008 and it is India's policy to address climate change. Question number 88. Question number 88. Balance of payment includes the following components. So current account, capital account, unilateral payments account, official settlement account. So point number A is the correct answer. Regarding Project 15B, consider the following statements. Statement 1, it is India's indigenous destroyer construction program. It is correct. Statement 2, Project 15B is aimed to build Visakhapatnam class destroyers. Correct. Statement 3, these ships are designed by the Indian Navy's Warship Design Bureau. It is also correct. Question 90, regarding the One Nation One subscription scheme, consider the following statements. Statement 1, it has recently been approved by the Union Cabinet for 3 years to provide nationwide access to scholarly research articles and journals. It is correct. One Nation One subscription or scheme অন্তৰ্গত যিকোনো ধৰণৰ আমাৰ কান্ট্ৰি সিটিজেনে বহুত ধৰণৰ ৰিসাৰ্চ মেটেৰিয়েলছ এক্সেস পাব আৰু যাৰ পৰা আমাৰ বিশ্বাস কৰা হৈছে যে দেশৰ R&D ত বহুত উন্নতি হ'ব ৰিসাৰ্চ এণ্ড ডেভেলপমেণ্ট আৰু ইনোভেশন গ্ৰো কৰিব Second statement hoise it will be coordinated by the Information and Library Network InflipNet which is autonomous inter-university center under NITI Aayog. Incorrect. InflipNet is an autonomous inter-university center under the UGC or it is headquartered in Gujarat. So point number 1 is correct, 2 is incorrect. Question number 91. Consider the following statements. The India Employment Report 2024 released by the Ministry of Labour and Employment is based on data from the National Sample Surveys and Periodic Labour Force Surveys. It is incorrect. The India Employment Report is published by Institute for Human Development IHD in collaboration with International Labour Organization. So point number 1 is incorrect. Point number 2 to correct hoy. The Consumer Price Index numbers for agriculture and rural laborers released by Labour Bureau is based on the base year. Base year was 1986-87. So point number 2 is correct. Answer is B, 2 only. Question number 92. Consider the following provisions regarding the 42nd Constitutional Amendment. Statement 1, aided socialist, secular and integrity in the preamble. Correct. Statement 2, made the president bound by the advice of the cabinet. That is also correct. Point number 3, raised the tenure of Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies from 5 to 6 years. So 42nd amendment Lok Sabha duration 5 বছৰ বা 6 বছৰলৈ বঢ়াই দিছিলে যোনটো আকৌ ৰিভাৰ্ট বেক কৰা হৈছিল 44th amendmentত. So all the points are correct, 1 2 3. Consider the following statements regarding the bilateral investment treaty BIT. BIT's statement 1, BITs are agreements between two countries to promote and protect investment made by investors from each country in the other's territory. Correct. Point number 1 is correct. So দুখন country মাজত BIT হয় bilateral treaty হয় আৰু ইয়াৰ পৰা দুইখন country investor protection পাই কিছুমান mechanism থাকে আৰু ইয়াৰ পৰা trade facilitate হয়. BIT typically include provisions for fair and equitable treatment of investments, protection against expropriation and access to international arbitration mechanism. তাৰমানে level playing field create কৰা হয় দুখন দেশৰ trader কাৰণে. Point number 3, BITs are primarily designed to regulate domestic investment policies rather than cross-border investment. It is incorrect. BITs are primarily designed to not regulate domestic but international investment policy. So, দুটা point হয় correct হয়, এটা incorrect হয়. Recently, আমাৰ India আৰু UAE মাজত এটা BIT হৈ গৈছে in 2024. Question number 94. Consider the following statements about the Kigali Amendment. Kigali Amendment is a part of Montreal Protocol. The Montreal Protocol regulates the use of hydrofluorocarbons. So point number 1, Kigali Amendment is not legally binding. Incorrect. Kigali Amendment is legally binding. Junmur country ratify korise তেওঁলোকৰ কাৰণে Kigali Amendment to legally binding হয়. So point number 1 is incorrect. Its goal is to achieve an over 80% reduction in hydrofluorocarbon consumption by 2047. It is correct. The answer is only 2. Our India ratify korisile Kigali Amendment to 2021. Our India target hoise to reduce hydrofluorocarbon use by 10% by 2032 and 85% reduction by the year 2047. These are the goals of India. Question number 95. Consider the following statements regarding environmental governance in India. Statement 1, Article 50 of the Indian Constitution directs the state to protect and improve the environment and safeguard forests and wildlife. Incorrect. It is Article 48 of Indian Constitution, part of DPSP, which directs the state to protect and improve the environment and safeguard forest and wildlife. Article 48 to safeguard correct. Statement 2. Citizens have a constitutional duty under Article 51A(g) to protect and improve the natural environment including forests, lakes, rivers and wildlife. It is correct. So Article 51A(g) is the correct option. 2 only. 96. Question. Consider the following statements. Dark matter is made up of particles that do not have a charge. It is correct. Unlike gravity, which tends to pull objects together, dark energy acts as a repulsive force, pushing galaxies away from each other. It is also correct. Scientists research kori gom paise je dark energy karone amar universe kon continuously expand hoi goi ase. Point number 3. Approximately 27% of the universe consists of dark energy, while around 68% is composed of dark matter. It is incorrect. Approximately 27% of the universe consists of dark matter and 68% of the universe is dark energy. Only 5% of the universe is composed of normal matter. So point number 3 is incorrect. 2 are correct options. Question number 97. Which of the following relations is true regarding disposable income? So disposable income or concept to silok. Suppose এজন পাৰ্সনে যদি ধৰক 50000 টকা মান্থলি ইনকাম কৰে তাৰপা তেওঁ ধৰক 1000 rupees ট্যাক্স দিয়ে আৰু 5000 rupees তেওঁ নন ট্যাক্স পেমেন্ট ইউজ কৰে এক্সেপ্ট ট্যাক্স বেলেগ বেলেগ ধৰণৰ খৰচা কৰে তেওঁ 5000 টকা সো তেওঁৰ ডিসপোজেবল ইনকাম তেতিয়া হ'ব 50000 minus 1000 minus 5000 তাৰমানে 44000 যোনটো তেওঁ ইউজ কৰিব পাৰিছে সেইটো হ'ব তেওঁৰ ডিসপোজেবল ইনকাম So here we option 2 hobo option B. Personal income minus personal tax payments minus non-tax payments is equal to disposable income. Question number 98. Consider the following statements regarding the Bandipur Tiger Reserve. Bandipur Tiger Reserve is located in Karnataka and is a part of the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. It is correct. Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve to one of the largest biosphere reserves in the world. Bandipur Tiger Reserve, Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve is a part of it. Our Bandipur Tiger Reserve, India's second largest tigers or home place. The first is Corbett National Park, and the second highest concentration of tigers all over India is Bandipur Tiger Reserve. Point number 2. Bandipur is known for its deciduous forests and grasslands which provide a unique habitat for both tigers and elephants. True. So both point number 1 and 2 are correct. Question 99. Which of the following is not used in the production of first generation of biofuels? So biofuel or beleg generation ase first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation. So first generation biofuels hoise first generation biofuel edible biomass use kori energy produce kora hoisile jene corn sugar cane ebu use kori jeta biofuel bonoa hoy etu first generation biofuel boli koa hoy example hoise biodiesel biogas ebu first generation of biofuel second generation of biofuel are made from agriculture and forest residues municipal waste by agricultural residue pa juntu biofuel create kora hoy etu koa hoy second generation of biofuel example are synthetic diesel synthetic kerosene ever second generation of biofuel or example third generation of biofuel are made from algae pa jeta create kora hoy biofuel hetu third generation of biofuel boli koa hoy ar tar example hoise biohydrogen biomethanol so which of the following is not used in the production of first generation of biofuel so first generation and ami edible components bur use karo sugar cane hol molasses hol animal fats hol algae to third generation of biofuel hoy so the correct option is B algae. 100. Which of the following statements is true regarding Rotterdam Convention? So here point number D2 correct hoy it deals with the prior informed consent for certain chemicals and pesticides in international trade. The Rotterdam Convention to 1998 adopt kora hoisile aru it came into force in 2004. The main objective of Rotterdam Convention is to provide developing countries with information on how to safely store, transport and use and dispose hazardous chemicals. Amar India will Rotterdam Convention to ratify korise and some of the chemicals which are banned in India under Rotterdam Convention are asbestos, DDT, endosulfan etc. which are banned in India. এই ভিডিওটোত আমি 100টা MCQ ডিসকাস কৰিলো আশা কৰো আপোনাৰ চাই ভাল লাগিছে ভিডিওটো আৰু এই ভিডিওটো চাই আপোনালোকে যদি অলপ ইনস্পায়াৰ হৈছে বা মোটিভেটেড হৈছে তো প্লিজ ভিডিওটো লাইক কৰিব আৰু আমাৰ চেনেল জ্ঞান বৃক্ষ একাডেমীটো সাবস্ক্ৰাইব কৰিব এই সিৰিজৰ ভিডিও মই আৰু আগলৈ আৰু আনি থাকিম আৰু আমাৰ টাৰ্গেট থাকিব যে 2025 ৰ প্ৰিলিমছ টু জিমান সকল আমাৰ ভিউৱাৰ্ছে চাই সবে ক্ৰেক কৰিব পাৰে যেন সো মই সকলোকে অল দা বেষ্ট দিছো থ্যাঙ্কস ফৰ ওয়াচিং দিস ভিডিও জয় হিন্দ